There is a long-standing legend about so-called haunted desks connected to writers and creativity. Throughout history, some writers have reported that their best ideas came late at night, particularly after midnight, when the environment was quiet and distractions were minimal. During these moments, they described inspiration as unusually strong, fast, and almost automatic, as if their thoughts were flowing without effort or conscious control. In some accounts, writers claimed that sentences appeared in their minds fully formed, requiring little to no editing. Others described a feeling that their hands were moving faster than their thoughts, creating the impression that the ideas were not being carefully constructed step by step. Because these experiences felt different from normal, deliberate thinking, they often stood out as something unusual and difficult to explain. Over time, certain physical objects, especially desks used for writing, became associated with these experiences. When multiple writers reported similar feelings while working in the same place or using the same desk, the idea began to develop that the object itself might be connected to the creative process in some way. This is how the legend of haunted desks first began to form. Many of the desks linked to these stories were old and had been passed down through different owners over long periods of time. As a result, they often showed clear physical signs of use, such as scratches, worn surfaces, and carvings left behind by previous users. These visible marks added to the sense that the desks had a history, which made them feel more significant than ordinary furniture. Because multiple individuals reported similar creative experiences while using these desks, some people began to believe that the objects themselves played a role in generating inspiration. This led to the idea that the desks could act as vessels, meaning they somehow carried or preserved creative energy from previous owners. In more extreme interpretations of the legend, it was suggested that the presence of past writers remained connected to the desk. According to these beliefs, these unseen influences could guide or affect the thoughts of the current user, leading to sudden bursts of creativity or unusual ideas. Although these claims were never proven, they contributed to the continued spread of the story and strengthened its association with the supernatural. Despite these claims, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that objects can store consciousness, memories, or creative ability. Modern understanding of psychology and neuroscience offers more realistic explanations for these experiences. Working late at night, for example, often reduces external distractions, allowing the brain to focus more deeply on a single task. This can create a state of concentration where ideas seem to appear more quickly and smoothly. In addition, fatigue and altered sleep patterns can affect how thoughts are processed, sometimes making ideas feel more vivid, surprising, or unfamiliar. This can give the impression that the ideas are coming from an external source, even though they are still being generated by the individual's own mind. Emotional engagement with the work can also intensify this effect, making the creative process feel more powerful or unusual than it actually is. In conclusion, the concept of haunted desks is best understood as a form of folklore. It reflects how mysterious and unpredictable creativity can feel, rather than providing evidence of any supernatural influence.